Hey everybody, thanks so much for joining us today. We have some really exciting news to share. We had a recent delivery happen in the family. Got a new baby nephew. So we spent this last weekend down in Florida. We made a quick trip.
Lovely weekend.
Yes, and for those of you, many of you already know this, but a few weeks ago I drove my parents down to Florida because my sister and her husband were expecting a baby due very soon. And my parents were actually able to be there for the birth. And as soon as he was born, I felt like we were looking into the earliest travel plans we could make down there.
Anxious aunt and uncle.
Yes. So we looked up some flights, booked them, and finally got to go down and meet this little guy. Little nephew, his name is Noah James. And
he's precious. He's like perfect in every way.
Oh man, and to see her with him, I mean, you all probably know that.
I fell in love with him so fast.
You all probably know that Michael is great with babies, but just seeing her with this little guy, and you know, if he was fussy, she would calm him right down. And so we're very excited to share the kind of journey with you of going down there and getting to meet him. Okay, so we are traveling to the airport on our way to Florida to meet little baby Noah.
Newest nephew.
Yes, our newest nephew. This is on my side of the family, and I traveled down to Florida with my parents a few weeks ago. They were actually able to be there for the birth, and so they were really excited about that. And so now we get to go down and are very excited to see this little guy.
I was like getting ready, so I'm finishing up in the car and super excited to hold this little guy.
So we get there, we get to Florida, and I didn't want to bother Becky and Tim, you know, I don't know if they would have
brand new baby.
Yeah, I don't know if there'd be sleep deprivation, you know, I don't know how much rest they've been able to get through the night. So it's just like, you know, Christy.
And now their car has a little car seat.
Yeah, right. So it's like, you know, Christy, my younger sister, is also down there. So we contacted her. It's like, would you mind picking us up? Is that her? And with Christy, it was really good to see her too, because she was one of my close playmates growing up. And so anyway, just seeing where the Lord has taken her, she's in ministry now and enjoying it, just loving it. Okay, so we just touched down in Fort Lauderdale, and we have been picked up by my gracious sister, Christy. Christy was accused of being my twin when we were growing up, but there are twins in our family, but it's not us. I don't think we look that much alike. But,
I do. We look like twins. Yes, you do.
So anyway, we are happy she's going to take us to meet the baby. Please
You're welcome. Welcome to Fort Lauderdale.
And I'm really close with her too. She was actually a bridesmaid in the wedding, and we've just gotten closer as the years have gone by. So it was just really cool to have the whole drive, and in Fort Lauderdale there's some traffic, so it was just kind of nice to get to catch up and hear what God's doing in her life, and just it was just so cool.
Yeah.
It's unique because I feel like they have the locals who know where they're going, but then there's so much tourism who don't know where they're going, so there's just a lot of people not sure what they're doing honking at people who do know what they're doing. And
But then next stop was meet baby. Go to Tim and Becky's house. And oh man, you wanna?
It was my first time to get to see their new place and to get to meet the baby, and I feel like we've been getting pictures, but it's just so different when you actually get to walk in and see them, and just
so different.
You fall in love the moment you find out they're coming, but then when you actually get to hold them. it was so much fun just getting to see them be parents for the first time. And then they were so chill and so kind, just letting us hold him and rock him.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure what to expect. Sometimes first time moms are like, you can look, but don't touch. But they were just so sweet with him, and I just loved every second. I want to take him home.
I think he does. Aww. We were able to hear the birth story, and oh my goodness, especially, things were amazing me as just, an outsider, but Michael, with having her, medical education, she was hearing things that it was just kind of like, that happened and that happened, and it was just, I felt like you were...
I was loving the story. I feel like every birth is just such a miracle. Life coming into the world, it's truly miraculous. And just hearing them share all of the things that God ordained and how comfortable she felt with delivery, and just, it was really neat hearing those details come together and just how it was all orchestrated, because for the past months, I feel like we've been praying for that.
Yeah.
And then actually hearing that it was good and that it was just beautiful, that it was what she had prayed for, and just so many little tiny things that were orchestrated, and that
a lot of answered prayers.
Yeah, that Brandon's parents got to be there. It's just, and to help out after birth. It was really amazing, just sitting there and marveling at God's goodness and the beauty of life.
Yeah, she was, Tim would kind of share his perspective
it was fun
on this
hearing
phase.
Dad talk about it.
Yes, and then Becky would share, and they would go back and forth on it. And it's just kind of like, this was their heart's desire and their prayer here, and God answered it. This was their heart's desire and prayer here, and God answered it. And it was just kind of like, boom, 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 boom. And so it was just like, praise the Lord. He was so good to them.
It was lovely.
And it was exciting. They were so excited.
Life is so fun.
He loves Mommy.
Oh, you're just melting my heart.
This is a side note, but whenever Tim picked up the baby, I felt like he shrunk 50%.
He looks like a tiny baby.
He's a little baby when Mom is holding him, but when Dad holds him, he just looks so much smaller. It's like, oh, look at that little peanut.
Yeah, teeny tiny.
Yeah. So getting to meet little baby Noah, nephew Noah, was the priority for the trip. That was the whole purpose. But while we were in Florida, I enjoyed some of the things I got to see last time. And I was like, hey, I want Michael to be able to see these things if we have time. I want her to taste the coconut, which you did.
Which was so cool. That was a first for me.
Okay, so Tim, my brother-in-law, just said I could pick a coconut from their tree. Could wiggle it around. You know what? It's sticking there pretty good. I'm wondering if it's too young.
Are you tall enough?
Maybe I'll just have to twist it off. Wow. So Tim said, just put it down here, and I started the hole, but you have to get through the seed, which is where the liquid is, and it's tough. It is like really hard. Man, see, I don't want to put too much pressure because I feel like it's gonna all of a sudden snap.
Yeah, but you won't.
It won't? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if we can get through
It
this.
does take
That.
takes a little pressure.
It's hard in there.
Yeah, it'll wear out. There you go.
Got through. Wow. Man. Can you just pop a straw in it?
Yeah, just brush that off.
All right. Moment of truth. Did I pick a good one? This is probably gonna be the first rotten one inside.
It's just for you, Brandon.
It's good.
That is so good.
You like it?
I really wish we could grow these at home.
And I wanted her to see the iguanas because I just think, we both love wildlife, and this is, iguanas are
So
wildlife
unique.
we don't see anywhere else. So they were so elusive this time, though. Like I
Once
felt
you
like,
started seeing them pop up, though, you could like start looking. It
Right.
took me a while to find what to look for.
right, and that's something Tim, native Floridian here, but he would say, "Oh, there it is, right there," and I would have looked. It's just like I don't see anything.
They're
and he's
so
like,
camouflaged.
An iguana up in the tree. Nice.
So the iguanas were cool. I also got to see a pelican while I was down there.
Right up close and personal.
Okay, being a native Michigander here, we would vacation up to Lake Michigan, and there's seagulls all over the place. But those are the birds that come up for food. Well, here, it was actual pelicans coming up to you for food. And it was just
Close
kind of
and
like,
personal.
I didn't know pelicans did this. Michael got to meet the chickens.
Yes.
They're pet chickens. And since I had been there the first time, they started laying eggs. And so you were able to gather a few
I
eggs.
got to gather the eggs, yes. Yep,
Nice.
two.
Look at that. Whoa.
Hi, girl.
Showed her the mango tree, which the mangoes, they had like tripled in size since I had been there. And this was only a few weeks ago. But they had like full-size mangoes hanging
I'm
from the
wishing
tree.
I had a mango tree in my backyard. I got to rock the baby in the art gallery because he's mesmerized by the colors, and it's just so cute watching his, I say tiny eyes, he actually has beautiful big eyes.
Yes.
But
Those are big eyes.
he locks in on his dad's paintings, and it's like he can actually recognize the colors. It was very pleasant. The weather was warm enough that we could go outside together, and it was warm enough for baby Noah. So it was nice that you could go in and out and enjoy the backyard. And they live in such a peaceful place. You could just hear the birds. We had a little picnic, and we really, I feel like, just thoroughly enjoyed every moment that we had together.
Appreciated the time they made for us and for sharing their baby. You know?
She was a brave new mom to host company the very first month, so we were very grateful. He just melted my heart. And then within the first hour, I feel like he was making little grins at me, and I was just smitten.
It was so cute to watch her with him because, I mean, Michael's good with babies. You know, she's just so good with babies. But for this little guy, you know, as babies do, you know, they can be kind of fussy. And just watching her with him, you know, calm him down, but even to the point where, you know, he's just, you know, his little face, big eyes.
So sweet.
You know, looking up at her, and then you see this little smile.
Are we just gonna be pals now? Yeah? You and me? Yeah. We're gonna be buddies. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'll come visit you. Yes, I will.
I want to dispel a little, you know, awkwardness, if you will, for lack of a better word, here in that, you know, many of you might be thinking or asking, you know, you want kids. How you know, how was it going to a sibling that, you know, had a kid and so forth? And it's just like, we definitely, we desire children and we long for them, we pray for them, but that doesn't take away the joy of seeing a baby be born to someone else.
Especially when we get to love on it.
Yes. This was a prayer for them, and it was something where, you know, in God's timing, He answered a prayer for them, and there are a lot of prayers involved, and it's just like, it was good to rejoice with them.
And I think it also, for me, kind of increases my faith some when you see all of the different prayers that God answered and hearing people testify of that, and some of the uncertainties and questions in the process, and hearing how they trusted God and waited on God and cried out for answers. I think it just increased my faith even more. Yes, we don't know what the future holds for us, but just a reassurance of God does all things well and something good is coming.
Yeah. And I felt that same way too. I mean, I felt like, yeah, it's great to see a new little nephew, but also I was spiritually encouraged because it's like, as I watched them, it was a reminder, like Michael just said, like, God did something here.
Something beautiful.
He did something beautiful, and it was just like, His hands aren't tied. He is able. I don't want to stop personally believing because I'm discouraged about something. And it's just kind of like, God is alive. God is still working. And you know what? It was spiritual encouragement, like faith building. Like
really
you
was.
said, it's fun, anyway, just to be aunt and uncle again. And
Like just holding a teeny baby and then you've comforted them to sleep and they're just totally out on you and at peace and resting. It's like the best feeling ever.
yeah,
It's like they feel safe and happy and I feel elated.
you're like a baby whisperer. I don't
Oh,
know how
no,
you do that.
It just makes me so happy. We had a lot of sweet cuddles and they were just so generous with him.
So that's the update on what's been happening for us recently.
Our lovely weekend.
Yes, very, very much. It's been a full year, and that fullness hasn't stopped. But we have full hearts too.
Very
and
full.
We're grateful and blessed. So, thank you so much for taking this time with us. We appreciate you, and we hope to see you next time.